I've got this nice little shrine here, but I need to get in a fight first to justify it. Then I can come back and get my +1 again. Oh, we're getting so close.
When Meve saw Reynard's usually stoic visage rent by a half-moon grin, she knew he brought particularly good news.
Your Grace, our toil has borne fruit. The liberated towns of Rivia have hired an outfit of mercenaries conveyed to your command, along with wishes for a speedy victory.
Meve cast an eye over the long column of hired soldiers, taking in their top-notch arms and battle-hardened faces. Her gaze lingered longer on their banners, surprised to see some bearing the Caldwell crest, suggesting Dragomir had proven worthy of the trust she had extended him.
With support like this to bolster our ranks, our way grows easier,
said the Queen with a smile.
Send the townsmen a letter. Say their queen thanks them for their devotion to the realm, and when the time comes, she shall reward them fittingly.
300! Whoa! That is a huge number of people by the standards of this game's number, at least in the corner. The biggest bonus we've ever had. I guess I'm doing something right in this zone by someone's standards. Taking a lot of risks and trusting people. In a game that constantly tells me not to trust people. It's conditioned me not to trust anyone by having everyone betray me. Although in the case of Renard's case... Yeah, in both the Renard and Gascon's case, I kind of questioned the level of actual traitorness. Since Gascon's treason was during the period where he kind of wasn't loyal to begin with, and Reynard's grand treachery was just writing letters to Willem, who has now joined us, so... yeah. Rivians, to those who would consider aiding the enemy in the hope of earning their goodwill, may you learn from the fate of Count Caldwell. He was the first to accept the Emperor's leash around his neck and desired a mountain of gold in return, yet he was instead granted a putrid swamp. He thought himself the Nilfgaardian's equal, yet they despised him. He dreamed of glory everlasting, yet died like a hog covered in muck and grime. Do not follow in his footsteps, for you would share his fate. Yeah, that's right. If you ally with Nilfgaard, I'll push you out a window. Your Majesty, the priestess who cares for this temple has in her possession a fragment of a magical object. It could prove useful to us, yet she refuses to part with it, no matter the generosity of your offer. What shall we do? Nonsense, everyone has a price. Pay whatever she demands. And she did have a price, as it turns out. Dragon's Dream. I bet that's a neat one. Ah. It's a dangerous one. Restraint. After 5 turns on turn end, destroy 3 random enemies. Cannot target bosses. In Zarkania, dragon worship dominates every aspect of daily life. Thus it comes as no surprise that they name weapons in their honor. Ooh. That's a scary one. For fights that are long enough for it to matter. Yeah, destroy 3 random enemies. Might be somewhat worth it. Let's play with it. Let's play with toys. I like toys. I'd also like it if you stopped drinking my Merlot. I don't know, if it buffs... It is kind of good though, because it buffs up his... It strengthens him instead of boosting him, which means he gets so much power that he can hold on to the next round. Are we there? Is there no more... Oh, there's no more quests. That's it. Right there. That's the ending. Bum 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 bum. Did I click on this yet? I think I did actually. That's the ending. I'm gonna go pray at the shrine just for the sake of it. Maybe it'll get double morale boosted. I wonder how much of an ending there is. Could be hours long, could be 20 minutes long, nobody knows. Or maybe there's another map. Maybe even if it's a small one, maybe I fight my way through the castle as a series of... That'd be kind of cool. if the actual city that I'm invading was itself a small map with a few points to wander around and do. We'll see. And click. 10 hours total time spent. Is that this zone or all of them? I'm bad at remembering. I assume it did everything except for some of the chests, but I'm over it.
The castle of Rivia now loomed before the Lyrians. Water surrounded it on 3 sides, and dual defensive walls studded with podgy turrets completed its perimeter. It was famously difficult to take and had changed hands only once. A few months before, when traitors opened its gates to the Nilfgaardians, foreign banners waved upon the walls. The Golden Sun and General Epdahi's crest on Rivia's walls. The walls of home. There was somber silence among the troops, the glee and pride of many triumphs suddenly gone. For each knew if the Queen ordered an assault, most would lie dead by sunrise.
Your Majesty,
Began Reynard in a reassuring tone.
we needn't strike quickly. We've time on our side. To prepare would be wise. 2 months, I wager, perfectly enough. We stop supplies from getting through. They'll capitulate, I've little doubt. Or at worst, be too weak to defend the fortress.
Reynard's reasoning was sound. There was no need for urgency. Meve had the upper hand for the first time in this war.
Probably. It makes sense because the castle's so hard to take that you would want to lay siege and just cut it off. My only concern is what if they have more armies that are planning on coming while we're laying siege. It'd be a concern. It's not lost on me, by the way, how explicitly, just how explicitly this is the hero's journey with Meve. Like most of the steps are all intact, especially with like having a status quo. But then the hero has to leave home in this case because their entire kingdom's taken from them. Then they go on this grand adventure with their allies and are changed over the course of it, and then have to return home, but in a different state themselves in order to retake it. Let's lay siege.
These invaders have grown fond of Rivia Castle,
Said Meve.
so let them stay and rot. Reynard, erect road barricades and guard posts between city and citadel. Gascon, seize all boats, barges, anything that floats. Stop anything from entering from the lake. Move!
Soon Rivia Castle stood isolated from the world outside its walls. All roads leading to it were blocked, impassable. Fishing boats, a cordon, embraced the fortress on Loch Escalot. The lanterns on their bows glowed like fireflies in summer. Then, an emissary from the castle brought a message for the Queen. General Epdahi wished to meet, face to face, and half the way between the citadel and the Lyrian camp.
Well, some general.
Smirked Gascon.
We've barely snapped the trap shut, yet he's already shaking in his knickers.
Be on your guard, Mother.
Said Willem.
Epdahi I know better than anyone here. The man always has a trick up his sleeve.
We've a few of our own. Sleeves and tricks. But I thank you for the warning and concern.
Meve proceeded to the meeting point without delay. A lone rider soon appeared on the horizon. He came adorned in rich black robes, their golden trim shimmering in stray sunbeams. She'd seen him before. In Edirn, through the megascope.
You came as I requested. Good. Very good.
I couldn't possibly refuse such a courteous invitation, especially as compared to your previous missive. The art of diplomacy, you've improved your grasp.
Your realm fell quickly. I expended little strength in seizing it. This left me much time to study. But please, we must set aside this bitterness. I'd like to formally welcome you to Rivia, dear Queen.
I see you've readily adopted the role of gracious host in my home.
In point of fact, I've grown fond of the castle. Fortifications impressive, atypical of the north. Not so your brave soldiers, whom we shall pick off like ducks. I pity them, in fact.
Dry your eyes, General. Rest easy. I've no plans for a quick assault. I shall first wait to hear the rumbling in your bellies.
Remarkable. You truly believe you can win this war? I've not been in the North long, but have discovered something all the same. You don't grasp complex ideas. You know Nilfgaard is large, but your minds don't fathom its enormity. You see, for every army you defeat, another will come to take its place. One larger and better equipped than the one before. Even now, as we so pleasantly chat, Army Group East is en route to lift your siege, due to arrive tomorrow. And do you know what will happen when they do? They will crush you against your own castle's walls, like the maddening flea you are.
Enough. I'll not be insulted, General, nor intimidated.
Then I wish you a splendid night, Majesty. Get some rest. You'll need it tomorrow.
Indeed I will. For with raised visor, I shall be at the fore. Unlike you.
In my home, in the civilized world, a general commands his force. He does not rush and thrash about like some rabid hound.
You're not at home, General. You're in the north, in my home. But you're right, I will rest. While you should pray to all your gods that we don't meet amidst the fray.
Without awaiting a response from General Ebdahi, Meve pivoted and turned toward camp. Her pace was quick, despite a heavy heart.
Oh, hey. We're back in a map. Oh, it's my map. It's this map. Yeah. Kind of. Ish. Sort of. We'll see. There's some missing characters here. They've come and gone. Wow, yeah. There's so many empty slots now. Like some familiar faces are all gone now. Puppy! I can't reach the puppy. I wonder if I just missed out on an actual chance for something or not.
As a rule, human fortifications aren't worth a pound of shield marshite. But this fort sure turned out alright for you. Thou in hell! Got no chance against these walls. Tricks to stay positive, isn't it, Your Majesty? As a rule...
Pathetic human walls.
Gonna be one hell of a night! Ah! 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 Don't you dare sound the retreat, got it? My axe craves blood! Nilfgaardian blood! Don't you...
Oh, this screams final encounter. The part where you walk around and all of your party members talk at you, like in a Bioware game.
Hope this proves the war to end all wars.
Nope.
Many will die today. Too many. Always darkest before the dawn. Let us hope this proves.
Yeah, sorry, but the entirety of Witcher 3 is Nilfgaard invading the north, so there's no lack of future war. Is there a map? There's not. Wasn't sure if there'd be a map of this tiny area.
Meve's closest advisors already awaited her in the command tent. In a few brief words, the Queen gave a report of the meeting, only with great effort masking the quavering in her voice.
An army, an immense one, approaches from the west. If we meet in open battle, we stand not a chance.
Damn it! Why did no one warn me?
Our scouts were discovered, captured. It must be that.
Yes, it didn't seem right. Our way so clear. so untroubled.
We must flee? Not at all heroic, I admit, but sure as hell better than being trampled into the dirt.
Easily said, but for a problem. Our force is chiefly infantry. The army that draws near includes cavalry, several regiments. We cannot hope to escape them. We cannot hope to hide.
What do you advise?
We've two options. Capitulate,
Out of the question.
or take the castle. Tonight.
Suppose for a moment it's possible. Tell me how and at what cost. Are we to scale a mountain of comrades' corpses to reach the top of the wall? I know we're at war and many die. But to command our troops to take that citadel is to condemn them to certain death.
Rivia's walls are unassailable, I fully agree. But there's more than one way to take any fort, and this fort too.
I think I like where this is going.
I know this citadel like no one else. I know its one potential weakness. The boat landing.
Wait, that narrowest of piers between the two turrets? The one where the fishermen would land?
The same. As I'm sure you recall, Your Grace, at that narrow pier's end stands a narrow door leading straight into the fortress. A small detachment could approach unnoticed, overwhelm any sentries, and get inside.
What then?
They would need to pass through the fort to the winch in the guardhouse, open the gate for the rest of the force.
That is suicide.
Perhaps, but as options go, we have it alone.
And I'm to choose to send folk there? Most certainly to die.
You needn't choose anyone, for I volunteer, and will take only those willing to do the very same.
Bloody wretched plan.
And you've a better one, do you?
Of course. I'll go instead.
Beg your pardon? I don't.
Face it, Reynard, you couldn't sneak past a corpse. Sound like a bloody tambourine in that armour, apart from which, you're Meve's right hand. So you ought to be by her side when the fighting starts.
Choose who dies. Brutal. Alright. And they're both right, so there's almost no right answer except for the fact that, you know, well, if you've already played it, you might know that there is, in fact, a right answer. Maybe. I don't know. But, like, yeah, the choice here, besides the level of loyalty and battle utility and so on between the two characters, and your personal value you have in wanting to keep them by your side in the fight, or even in the future in general, this guy has all the knowledge of the city, but this guy is the master bandit thief boy that has actually opened the gate for us before in cities and pulled this kind of trick before. And who knows how much knowledge he has versus, yeah, I don't know what percentage of knowledge he might have, but he's right and so on. I don't know. For all I know, they're both equally valid mechanically. And it's like a test of the fact of like whether or not they're even here, because you could have banished one of them or both of them in the past or lost them in other ways. I don't know if they would have come back or something. Like maybe there's a dramatic return if you banish them or they redeem themselves or something. But I didn't banish either of them. All I know is Willem's fucking garbage at this job.
Firstly, Reynard, I'm grateful. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, Your Grace.
But truth be told, I did indeed hear you walking to the tent from the other side of camp. And yes, you know Rivia Castle better than anyone else. But the assault must transpire silently. Gascon will lead the force.
Understood, Your Grace.
Cheers, Meve. I'll try not to disappoint.
You won't, I'm sure. God speed you on your way, and please, try your damnedest not to die.
Gascon hand-picked his men, those most adept with daggers, not swords. Noiselessly, they glided through the dark toward the castle, the light of its lanterns blurred by the evening mist. Meve watched anxiously as the boats glided away, her heart pounding in her ears. All depended on this mission. The fate of her realms, perhaps all the North, the lives of her troops, and her own. Now there was naught she could do but wait.
Good luck,
she whispered, gazing at the fortress walls, cloaked by the dark that seemed to surround all now.
I'm stressed out. Similarly to how I was at the end of Witcher 3, especially since at the end of Witcher 3, it was so goddamn hard to tell whether or not Ciri was gonna live. Like, that was the thing that was up in the air. It was mechanically what have my decisions led to, and I couldn't tell. The Battle of Rivia. The task was simple. Sneak through the castle, defeat the guards defending the winch, barricade themselves in the tower, and open the gates for the advancing Lyrian army. And then, no one spoke of what would happen next. There was no need. Use Gascon to infiltrate the tower. Do not let Gascon die. Puzzle fight. Use your leader's ability. There's the tower. When Meve's chosen hero reaches this card, Meve wins the battle. Spotter. When the enemy leader uses their ability, move one place to the right. When this unit reaches the rightmost side, return it to its original position. So when it reaches here, it goes back to here or back to there. It says its original position. You would expect it to loop, but I guess it resets back to here. If Meve's chosen hero is adjacent to this unit, transform into a Nilfgaardian pursuer. Nilfgaardian pursuer. When Meve uses her ability, decrease this unit's timer by 1. Their timer expires, destroy Meve's chosen hero. Oh shit. What if it just kills Gascon? Like for real, and not just like a try again kind of situation? I don't know, it's never happened before, so that'd be really mean actually. The north is nothing with which it could surprise us. Stray Saboteur. Destroy a spotter. Cross enemy lines, music to my ears. So I can do that twice. This unit can only be played in the ranged row. Move Gascon to an adjacent vertical or horizontal position. Alright. So I can place him anywhere in the ranged row. I mean, we'd want to run up behind them, right? I guess we'll find out. No, end turn. There we go. I don't want to use the ability yet. Oh. Adjacent to this unit. It doesn't even say in front of. I thought since they're moving right, I figured right, but I think they specifically have to not be on either side.
Let's teach them to fly.
So you click the target. Okay.
You see to the winch. We'll hold them off.
Oh, what? They moved immediately. Decrease timer by 1 when they use the ability. I guess it's actually really easy to get there in time. Like, there'll be 2, then it'll be 1, and by then it's too late. So I win. That looked way harder than it was. It was actually really easy. It was hard to lose at because they have a 3-turn timer, which I didn't know until it was too late.
The Lyrians prepared for battle, their silence absolute, in darkness, illuminated only by the pale light of the moon. Meve was restless. She paced nervously in a circular pattern, awaiting the signal they'd agreed upon.
Blast, it's taking long. Much, much too long.
Finally, a torch's faint glow appeared atop the towering walls. It disappeared, then glowed again, and one more time around. Meve leapt in the air, and as she did so, barely stifled a cry of utter joy.
They made it. It worked. Willem, it's time. Sound the horns. Attack!
Moments later, Lyrians in the hundreds burst from the trees. The Nilfgaardian defenders loaded their catapults and ballistae. They did so slowly, convinced the castle walls remained impenetrable. Then they heard chains, grinding and clinking, and the sound sent shivers down their spines. Bewildered, they watched the main gate rise as the attacking force rushed forth. General Epdahi dispatched an elite unit to take back the winch at once. Yet he saw this was in vain and all was lost when Meve rode into the castle courtyard. Meve had begun the day known as a great warrior. Yet by night's end, legend was the cloak she wore. Her shield stopped powerful blow after blow as her blade found gaps in her foe's black armor. At first, Nilfgaardians scoured the fray in search of the queen, hoping to prove great heroes. Soon, she was their chief scourge, and they began to flee before her blade that sung their death.
Retreat! Retreat!
What was this extraordinary vigor that surged through Meve? Naturally, she wished to liberate her castle and realm, drive off the invaders, defeat the arrogant General Epdahi. But in that moment, above all else, she longed to fight her way through to the guardhouse and bring Gascon's party relief.
Follow me! Move! Move!
As she stepped through the door into the tower, the silence told Meve she'd arrived too late. Gascon's men lay slaughtered in pools of their own blood. The man himself slumped over the winch's crank. 3 arrows in his chest rose and fell with his each ragged breath. Meve tore off her cloak and pressed it against him, desperate to stem the bleeding.
Help's on the way. Don't you even think of dying.
You know...
wheezed Gascon, a slight smirk on his lips.
I always enjoyed doing things just to spite you.
Medics on the stairs in the guardhouse, steps away, heard a long, blood-curdling wail. They entered the room to find the queen kneeling, pounding the wall with her fists, her eyes flooded with tears. Gascon lay motionless beside her, covered by her cloak. The queen rose, her fists clenched, her shoulders rigid, her knuckles white. Her face betrayed no sorrow, no despair, just rage, hot as a forge, immeasurable.
Now's not the time to mourn.
Seethed Meve, struggling to stay calm.
Now's the time for war, for slaughter, revenge. With victory today, we'll recover our home, return to our kin and set our blades aside at last. Yet until victory is ours, they must drink. Drink greedily of Nilfgaardian blood!
The Lyrians were at the brink, near their breaking point. They'd followed Meve for thousands of miles, over snow-clad peaks, through forbidding swamps. They'd fought, survived countless battles at her side. And though their gazes were now weary, she knew they'd follow her into fire.
Your Grace, the Blackclads, they've holed themselves up in the upper keep. We went to breach the wall, alas to no avail.
Meve nodded, twirled her sword, then leapt upon a mount. Her eyes spoke pure determination.
So we'll bloody well try again.
Oh, they're angry. The upper keep. Whoa, what did he just do? What? Don't... Why are you cutting your hand, you lunatic? Somebody's stressed out, huh? Gross. Is he gonna cut his hand again? Does he loop? Ew. The walls of the upper keep were illuminated by torchlight and the glow of burning buildings. Even in the dark of night, Meve could easily discern the feared, twisted faces of the Nilfgaardian defenders. The queen wiped tears from her cheeks, blackened with ash, and reached for her sword. The time had finally come to drive the Blackclads out once and for all. Standard story battle. It's gonna be a big one. And suddenly Geralt shows up. Yay! No. They put him on the cover. It's probably because it's called a Witcher game and everything, but like it seems a little skeevy that he's on the cover of the game in the art and he shows up for 5 seconds in the entire game. Ooh, the full combo. That's fun. I could use this as a starting point, perhaps.
This is the end, Dahi. Do you hear me? I shall stick your head on a pike.
What'd you just do? What? Hang on. Reveal a unit from each player's deck. If yours has more power, boost an ally by 10. Okay. I think Nilfgaardians usually win at that. Every turn. Whenever an ally is destroyed, summon another unit from your deck in its place. Limit 10 times per turn. Jesus. Okay, so destroying any units just makes me have more units. So I shouldn't destroy units, but I should weaken them probably. In my home, in the civilized world, the general commands his force. He does not rush and thrash around like some rabid hound. Yeah, we'll see about that. You buffed that guy. That makes me want to steal him even stronger. Should I just open with that? Man, they just gave me this power. But destroying 3 random enemies just means he spawns new units from his 90 in his deck? This is a garbage card. They give it you as like a trap. They give it to you just in time for it to be kind of shitty because they're just going to summon other things. Bring himself by 2 and everything, whenever anything shows up in the ranged row. I kind of want him to strengthen himself by the deployability while being on my team. These might be stronger though. Especially if I burn the front row. He might play something way cooler though. Let's just stick to the front row for now, I think. And hope he plays something cooler. Thankfully, due to all that armor, it's actually comparatively hard to kill units. Oh, I probably shouldn't have burnt that row because they'll actually die.
Your fortress has superbly solid walls.
Yeah, they didn't do any good to you, did they? Is he always gonna win? Oh, I see.
Catch!
This might be hard. Oh shit. Yeah, I might actually have to redo my deck to do this fight. Ah, jeez. Cool, all allies have immune. Just add that to the list of problems. Oh no. Wow. You're such garbage. I guess the only good thing about this is it might destroy buffed enemies and replace them with non-buffed enemies, which is, I suppose, good.
Enough.
What?
I do not need to hear this. Kill her.
How did you spawn that many? Every turn on turn start? What, he's still going? He passed already. Jesus. Oh, because something else died. Every turn on turn start, damage the highest power enemy by 5 if it's even. And it actually is even for once, because of course it is. This is where stealing units makes sense. If I steal the 21, I can't target it though because of that. But if I attack them, they'll be replaced by stronger units. I guess that'll kind of happen no matter what. I think I'm better off throwing this round away. They take a lesson from the enemy. They're winning by 80 points, but a lot of those cards should be discarded. There we go. So his starting advantage is gone. He still redraws whenever I kill something, but at least that card has to actually be played by him first. I don't have any fire left, so get out of here. Oh, I guess he's coming back next. I would like to use that card, yes. I already used my steel. Oh no, I haven't used it yet. Let's just get started with that. Nab their dudes before they can do that. There we go. Hey, Knickers, how you doing? And let's melt this guy. And then carefully not attack him ever again. I don't want to kill him. What? Reveal a unit. Oh, it doesn't say what the top one is. It's just showing a random unit. I was gonna say it changed even though I didn't draw. How did he get to... Oh, he got plus 10, right. That whole thing. Let's set up my attackers. Oh, there he goes again. Yeah, that'll make you win. He's always gonna win. Nilfgaard cards always have more power. I feel like they're just flexing on me right now. God, plus 10 every turn. I have to be able to outpace that. Which I kind of can with these units, but not that well. These guys do 6 each per turn, which is 12. That technically outpaces him if it wasn't for the fact that they're covered in armor. And I can only use my spear every 3 turns. Jesus. It's a start.
Left, right, left.
Here come my summoning boys. I don't know what I'm gonna do next turn though. How am I gonna win the next game? How do you keep drawing Odo out of all my deck? Alright. So, I think this is gonna finally be a challenge. Ah, you. Alright. Fuck him up. Pretty sure I want that thing to die. Hello.
Again and again and again.
For you, pal, anything.
That'll expose his health to being attacked. I can go past his armor now.
Wanna know why I got my star?
Resilience. Yeah, no thank you. I don't want you having resilience at all. Stop that. Just manually buffed it, basically. No, Odo. Shit. Oh, I wish I had not just done that. Okay. Yeah, soak up that power. Give it to me. I'll stop attacking those guys for a bit.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Yes. I should probably want that one. I'm already trying to attack it, kind of. That thing has the most power. That's what I need to fight for.
Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
Oh, boost the lowest by the highest. Yeah, plus 27. Boom. That's pretty good. Okay. I don't know, do I want to kill it? Him doing yeah, him attacking everyone for one every now and then is not a big deal because everyone has armor. Oh, that's the guy that's being spied on. Shit. Oh well. It's too late. I need to attack the unarmored one so I can drive down his number. It's my chance of winning. I should save one of these guys for next round, right? I think he might pass, but I have to play a card after all those attacks.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Pass. Please pass. There he goes. I don't have a lot to work with now. I can't give you guys resilience, can I? No. Just these two. Yep. Oh boy, it is down to the wire. Ooh, those will help boost my guys. I do have more drummers. I don't know if I want the Scytheman, even though that is a good bonus. I could draw it potentially with this. Ooh, that's decent. They haven't been attacking me very much, have they? Not past my armor. Oh, that's such garbage. Oh, no. That's a really bad draw.
I live to serve you.
We'll see how it goes. I might win this. That first round makes this whole game seem way scarier, but this seems somewhat manageable. Once he doesn't have a massive card advantage at the beginning. Because the issue is that not only does he have a huge card advantage at first, you can't kill it. Because those cards can't be killed, because they'll just respawn. which creates a whole new problem. Meve can at least do that periodically, which is nice. I still have more of those waiting in my deck.
Army's a waste of time for him like me.
So begins the buffing loop. Hopefully I hope the Grey Riders make up the difference. Fuck. What? He just drew 3 more cards, just casually, like it was no big deal. Oh god. Oh no.
Left, right, left, right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Left, right, left. What now?
Yes. I gotta do this carefully. It would have been great if I could have used him to buff multiple people, but I was trying to zigzag to make this happen. Yes, please keep buffing that guy. I'm gonna make it because I'm gonna make him have 1 power. I'm gonna undo all this buffing all at once. So I go ahead, keep doing it.
So much anger and suffering. For what?
Okay, we're running out now. Wow. Oh, so they just gained 7. And they're gonna gain another 7 in a moment when I use her ability. But he has so many cards. Are your attacks even worth anything to me right now? Because her ability is gonna deplete this guy. I guess I can get started on one of the other guys. And next turn I can attack again. It's not great. Please buff him again, I dare you. Oh god, you idiot. You don't understand the mistake you're making. I should do this first because I don't want to kill that guy and replace him with something else. I want him to be weak. Yeah. Cool, only 1 hit that guy, that's good.
What you looking at?
I just don't want to kill them because then they kind of regain power. That's it, 52 to 168, and he's got 5 cards. I tried, but I'm gonna lose. There's no way I win this, right? The biggest thing, one of the biggest things is just the fact that he gets to use his ability. Fuck you, what? What?
Of course, as you wish, master.
He drew 3 more cards after I've already passed. He's just going forever. What?
Archers, let it be night. Obscure the sun with arrows. What a commissar will hear.
This is, I've already passed. It just keeps going. What? He had 5 cards left. He still had 5 cards left. Okay. Need a new strategy. Probably something that lets me infect maybe more blacksmiths so I can just steal more of his cards in general. But what do I do about his hand? Okay. More fire might help just so I can continually damage him while he's living forever, apparently, but